Hello, I'm Andrew Gebran. We are Group 15. Here is my one, and I am representing the field of economics.
I'm James Gebran. I'm the group's accounting expert.
I'm Ismail Yildiz, our HR representative with a rich psychology background.
In this project, we explored a realistic challenge faced by a large manufacturing company transitioning to a 4-day work week by cutting Fridays while maintaining the same daily hours. Employees are excited about the idea, hopefully for more work-life balance, but management has had to weigh the risks. Additionally, on Fridays, we have company lunches, which are big morale boosters. The company needed to decide if cutting Fridays was truly sustainable. That's where our cross-sector collaboration came in. To assess the feasibility of this shift, an economist, an accountant, and an HR psychologist were brought together to evaluate financial, economic, and psychological impacts. From the economic side, I focused on the labor supply, productivity trends, and macro level data. I researched companies in similar industries, especially in manufacturing, that had already adopted a 4-day work week. One study showed a 25% increase in productivity over 6 months at a UK-based firm. Another revealed lower absenteeism and a stronger employee retention. In this short term, output dips slightly as staff adjusts and labor supply becomes fragmented. Not all employees can manage longer daily hours, especially those with caregiving or part-time jobs. The biggest challenge, balancing short-term inefficiencies with long-term economic gains. While psychology and HR were eager to improve morale, accounting was worried about the costs, and I had to bring a big picture view of how it all fits into sustainable growth.
From the accounting side, my role was to assess financial feasibility of this transaction. Could the company maintain wages and productivity while only operating for 4 days a week? We ran forecasts, operating costs for payroll, shipping delays, and overtime expenses. For example, eliminating Friday operations would reduce utilities and lunch expenses, but could also lead to overtime costs if production falls behind during the week. A major concern financially was Friday shipping. Moving that day to Friday or to Thursday or to Monday would strain logistics and possibly delay customer deliveries. That affects revenue and client satisfaction. I was also cautious about morale expenses, like moving Friday lunches to another day. While it's a relatively small budget item, it adds up. I had to challenge the team on cost assumptions, which led to some tension, but ultimately pushed us towards a more practical solution.
Yeah, thank you, James. So my role was centered on understanding how this shift would affect employee morale, mental health, and also workplace culture. We started by surveying employees. About 80% were in favor of the 4-day model. But when we followed up in focus groups, deeper issues emerged, like burnout concerns with tasks being overloaded. Friday lunches surprisingly played a big role in workplace satisfaction. It wasn't just food, it was a ritual that brought departments together. To maintain morale, I proposed weekly rotating Thursday socials with smaller cross-team lunches, along with mental health check-ins during the first 3 months of the new schedule. The biggest challenge I faced was justifying these changes to the accountant, who saw them as an extra cost, and to the economist, who was focused on broader efficiency. We had to find a shared language around value, not just expense.
Working across sectors challenged our assumptions from the start. I came in with financial lens. What's the cost? What's the return? Both Andrew and Ismail helped me realize that it's not every benefit shows up immediately on the budget sheet. To align our views, we scheduled structured weekly meetings where each of us presented our sector's data and challenges. For example, Andrew shared productivity trends from similar companies. I ran models to show how those changes might impact our firm's bottom line, and Ismail brought survey results showing employee reactions to hypothetical scheduling options.
Yeah, one key moment of collaboration was when we noticed our data was pointed in slightly different directions. Andrew's macroeconomics research showed that productivity can rise in 4-day weeks, but my initial employee surveys showed hesitation, especially from working parents and shift-based roles. Rather than dismiss one another's data, we developed a matrix where we mapped out short-term disruptions versus long-term gains, also financial costs versus morale effects, and immediate risk versus potential innovation. This visual helped us understand where our sectors overlapped and where we needed compromise. I also adjusted my post-implementation survey plan based on Andrew's recommendations to include economic indicators like absenteeism and output per worker, while James helped rework morale-related budget items so they'd be cost-effective.
What made the collaboration truly work was how we began to blend perspectives, not just present them separately. For instance, forecasting to model morale-based outcomes. Like if burnout led to increased sick days, what would that cost over a year? Insight came from merging psychological data with accounting metrics. Another example, I initially proposed immediate implementation based on productivity trends. James pushed back with concerns about financial risk, and Ismail noted that employee anxiety might spike with sudden change. We ended up designing a phased pilot program, starting with one department. That compromise only happened because we respected each other's expertise and learned to speak each other's language.
Yeah, honestly, we didn't always agree, but the most valuable outcomes came from those disagreements. They forced us to interrogate our biases, define our priorities, and sharpen our recommendations.
Yeah, we learned that collaboration doesn't mean constant agreement, it means listening, adapting, building better solutions from different points of view, and in the end, our proposal was stronger because we challenge each other.
The biggest advantage of this collaboration was perspective. I would have never thought about Friday lunches being so psychologically important, or how rigid shipping logistics can be.
Yeah, each sector caught things that the other missed. Psychology gave us insight into how change is experienced. Economics helped us weigh long-term trade-offs, and accounting grounded our ideas into reality.
And we also innovated together. Thursday socials came from combining my insights on morale with James's budget constraints and Andrew's economic data on retention strategies.
While the proposal was ultimately chosen, it showed us how complex navigating real-world policy changes can be, and how vital cross-sector collaboration is to navigating them.
When different disciplines communicate openly, the result is a more informed and balanced decision.
And even when we disagreed, we came out of it with a better solution and a deeper appreciation of each other's expertise.
Thank you for
Thank you
watching.
for watching.